Hey guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance, saving and investing most of the time. Some other times I talk about other things, like today when I'll be reviewing the new Kayode Kasum film, Soole.
Soole is a film about a bus driver who picks up several passengers heading to Enugu from Lagos. On the journey, he and his passengers realize that they're being pursued because of someone or something on the bus, which leads to a sinister series of events.
Now, Soole is director Kayode Kasum's third film in 2021 in cinemas. At the beginning of the year, he had Ponzi. In the middle of the year, he had Dwindle. And now he has Soole out in cinemas right now. It's produced by Adunni Ade, who also stars in the film. Now, for those of you who don't know, the word Soole is a Yoruba word. It means drop it, or drop him, or drop her. And in local parlance, it's the name given to a form of transportation where the driver or the entrepreneur is traveling from one place to another, and along the way he picks up passengers who may be going along that same route or heading to his own destination as well, for a fee. He collects money from them. So that form of transportation, typically road transportation, could be a car or a bus, is called Soole. And it's a bit of a clandestine operation. Typically those drivers, they do that activity when they're not meant to be doing that activity. Now, this review is going to be a spoiler-free review because I don't want to spoil the movie for those of you who want to go out and see it. So it should be a short review. Fingers crossed. Let's begin by talking about some of the performances in Soole. Now, just to quickly address the elephant in the room, for those of you who are used to my YouTube videos, you'll notice that my background is a bit different. That's because I've been in the process of filming something else that requires this kind of background, so the studio is in a bit of a mess. And in order for me to get this review out the same day that Soole comes out, I have to film with this setup. So please bear with me. But at the same time, hey, let me know what you think about this all-white background. If you like it, it may stick. Now, to the performances and the cast of this film. Star-studded cast, big-name actors, as is typical with many of Kayode's films these days. I mean, you have the producer Adunni Ade in the film, you have Sola Sobowale, Teniola, Aladese, Meg Otanwa. On the men's side, you have Shawn Faqua, Femi Jacobs, Adedimeji Lateef, Gold Ikonwosa, Dike, Mike Afolarin, and Kelechi Udebe. Just to name a few of the big actors in this movie. I can't talk about all of them, so I will just highlight a few. Adunni Ade, she played a nun who, is kind of on a mission. She works with children. She's going through something at that point in time when she gets on this bus. And as a nun, she was quite believable. To be honest, I haven't seen that many of Adunni Ade's movies this year. I think the last movie I saw of hers was The New Normal, which I actually saw last November, a year ago. But she's a great actress and she was believable in this film. Secondly, Meg Otanwa. Meg Otanwa was also in The New Normal last year, but I saw her this year in The Wait. Wasn't really a big fan of that film, The Wait. But coming back to Soole, she was quite good as a young girl who is a business owner, trying to go from point A to point B, and gets caught up in the story of Soole. And she was quite believable. I like Meg Otanwa, well, first of all, because we're birthday mates. She's also 14th of February. But the characters she plays are diverse, or they're a bit challenging. And she has this, I don't know where exactly she's from. Maybe she's from the Middle Belt or she's from the North. But I think there was a period where she got stuck with that northern, married woman role. But I'm glad to see that she's doing other things and she's branching out. And this role that she played in this movie was one I never would have expected her to play, but she did it really, really well. Sola Sobowale. I really can't say much about Sola Sobowale's character or performance in this movie, not because there isn't much to say, but because it's just spoiler territory. What I will say is that you get to see two sides of Sola Sobowale in this movie. Leaving it at that. Who else? Femi Jacobs, the great Femi Jacobs, a fantastic actor anytime, any day. I think this is the first Kayode Kasum film that I'm seeing Femi Jacobs in. He plays one of the passengers in the bus, and he is also quite believable with his performance. And his character is a bit of a man of mystery, and I liked that. And It was a bit similar to the roles he's played in the past, but also a bit different. I appreciated it, and it's hard to watch Femi Jacobs in any film and not appreciate what he brings to the table in that film. So he was awesome. Adedimeji Lateef. Adedimeji Lateef seems to be in everything these days. The last film I reviewed, he was in that as well. He was good in that. I can't talk too much about his performance in this film. I can only say it was good. It wasn't what I expected, but it was good. Finally, the last person I'll highlight is Shawn Faqua. Shawn Faqua, I discovered recently, is one of the best actors in Nollywood, in my opinion. He was earlier this year, he was in La Femme Anjola, which is, for the rest of November, I think, available online on anjola.net from what I've seen on the Instagram handles of some of the people that were involved in that project. You should check it out. I reviewed it. You can check out my review of that film as well. But he was really good in that. I spoke to Kayode Kasum, the director of this film, before the premiere on Sunday, and I told him that, Shawn was really good in La Femme Anjola, and he was like, Shawn was in that? I was like, yeah. So he didn't even know. Shawn Faqua, what's really good about Shawn is Shawn takes on such different and diverse roles. He reminds me of Javier Bardem and Leonardo DiCaprio and Joaquin Phoenix. These are actors that just take on several different roles and you don't know who they are personality-wise as an individual. Many actors these days, you see them on Instagram and you can tell who they are, you know who they are, you know their personality. And in movies, they pretty much mirror who they are in real life most of the time, especially in Nollywood. But Shawn Faqua, I have no idea what kind of person Shawn Faqua is in real life, but in his movies, he just embodies the character. So he is the character. When I watch him in a film, he is that character. I'm not comparing him to how he is in real life. And he just really delivers. He immerses himself in his roles. And I say it again, Shawn Faqua is a hidden gem and one of the best actors in Nollywood right now, in my opinion. A couple of months ago, I saw him in Three Thieves on Netflix. And in that one too, he blew me away. He was really awesome. So yeah, he's becoming a favorite of mine. So those were the performances, kind of in a nutshell, in this film, Soole. I'd like to say more, but if I say more, I'd be giving away a whole lot regarding this film. What I liked. Now, primarily, this film, Soole, was shot inside a bus, for most of it anyway, and I was really looking forward to how that dynamic would play out on screen, because it's not something that you see very often, especially in Nollywood, shooting an entire film inside a bus with actors. There just isn't that much space to do what people typically do on a set when you're filming in a bus. So I was looking forward to seeing how that would pan out and play out. And they actually pulled it off. It looked really good. On Instagram recently, Kayode Kasum, the director, showed a rig that was created for the bus that would give them, good shots and balanced shots so that things wouldn't be out of place and so that, the crew would be able to maneuver inside the bus. So that whole dynamic, and I think even the challenge of pulling it off, I was looking forward to that and I appreciated it. I kept on looking at the shots and looking at how things panned out and played out and how the actors were lit. I appreciated it and I liked the movie for that fact as well. Secondly, I liked how they incorporated the rains that we had earlier in the year, in the middle of the year. This movie was shot in the middle of the year, I think around June or July. I remember because there are so many shows and movies in production during that period. Our Best Friend's Wedding was in production, Glamour Girls was in production, Gangs of Lagos was in production, and so was this movie Soole. And I remember posting on my Insta stories that, man, my heart goes out to everyone who's filming something during this period because this rain is just messing up everyone's production schedule. So it was raining a lot, and I appreciated the fact that the crew incorporated the rains somehow into the story or into the movie. When you watch it, you may pick up on that. Another thing I liked was Gold Ikonwosa's performance. Gold Ikonwosa is an actor that has worked with Kayode a number of times. He's been in all three of Kayode's 2021 films, Dwindle, Ponzi, and now Soole. In Soole, he plays a pastor, and I just liked his performance. There was a call and response thing he kept on doing with the passengers. That was one of the more memorable moments in the movie for me, and I just liked the character that he played.
Those of you that like to dress like prostitutes, let me remind you that the trumpet will soon preaching as my spirit leads. Whatever he puts in my mouth, I will say. I don't know. I think your spirit is rude.
What I didn't like. This film, Soole, was a bit of a slow burn. It took its time to actually take off. I know lots of times people say that, Nollywood films, they tend to drag or take their time before it really starts. And most of the time I defend these movies and say, sometimes those scenes or, the context that they provide, they're essential to the story. But with this film, my goodness, things just took a while before they actually took off. It reminded me a bit of some of Quentin Tarantino's movies, because that is Quentin Tarantino's style. Most of the time it takes a while to build up, but still it just felt rather long. So I didn't like that, and I also didn't like the fact that there were so many question marks, in my opinion, in this film, in the sense that if you're the kind of cinema goer who is kind of like a logical thinker, you like for things to make sense or to follow logically, you may struggle with this film, because there are certain things that they happen and you be like, that doesn't sound right, or that doesn't look right, or normally somebody wouldn't do that, so why is this happening? So there are just a few question marks in the movie that, and I'm the kind of person that as I'm watching the movie, I'm processing things. So there are things that I just couldn't let slide, and I kept on, gnawing at and, just biting on through as I was there watching the movie. I just couldn't let them go, and I think that affected my viewing experience of the film. The final thing that I wasn't really a fan of with this film was that at one point in the film, the movie goes from being about this thing to being about this other thing. And I don't think I'm so upset about the change. I think what kind of rubbed me the wrong way was the fact that we weren't moved or, transitioned effectively or smoothly enough from this thing to this other thing, us being the audience. But yeah, those were the things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about Soole. Who should see it? Fans of Adunni Ade, Shawn Faqua, Sola Sobowale, Femi Jacobs, Adedimeji Lateef, and even the director Kayode Kasum, if you're fans of any of these people, I think you will enjoy this movie. If you've been seeing Kayode Kasum's films, especially the two he released earlier this year, and you liked them, I think you will like this movie as well. Kayode Kasum has actually amassed quite a following for himself. At the premiere on Sunday, the IMAX hall, was full, and these people were, you could tell that they were fans of Kayode Kasum, of his movies, of his work ethic, and they were really engaged and engaging with the movie. And if the fans of the actors in this film and the fans of Kayode Kasum himself, if they're the only ones who go and see this film will be a roaring success, and it will make lots and lots of money. So if you fall in that category, then I think it's safe to say that you will enjoy this movie. Okay, also, if you're the kind of person who is patient, when it comes to movies, you're not in a rush, I think you'll enjoy this film. If you're the kind of film goer who doesn't nitpick, if you're not too picky, if you don't overthink things, I think you'll enjoy Soole as well. Personally, did I enjoy Soole? I enjoyed aspects of Soole, but because of the kind of moviegoer I am, I tend to process a lot of things while I'm watching the film. I try and connect the dots, and when the dots don't necessarily connect, I can't get past that. It kind of ruins the movie for me. So I enjoyed the film. I would have seen it for several other reasons, but I don't know. It wasn't one of my best films of 2021. And that's not to say that it was a bad film. Perhaps the film just wasn't for me. There isn't any film, I challenge you to name one, that appeals to everyone, especially in Nollywood. Different films have their audiences, and trust me, this film has its audience, and I just hope that it connects with its audience. So yeah, if that happens, then hey, who cares what I think? So in conclusion, guys, I don't think this film is for everyone. Some of you will love it, some of you will hate it, but at the end of the day, isn't that the case with all movies? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this movie review, please like it by clicking on the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And feel free to subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button down below. On this channel, I don't just do Nollywood movie reviews. I primarily do personal finance videos like the ones showing on your screen right now. Feel free to check them out by clicking the card in the corner of the screen. Now, if you're more interested in some of my Nollywood movie reviews, I've actually reviewed quite a number of Kayode Kasum's movies. If you're interested in seeing them or any of my other movie reviews, you can click the card in the corner of the screen as well to check out some of those. Now, guys, like I said in my last video, I'm going to be moving my Nollywood movie reviews to my second channel called TITO'S second channel. The link to it is in the description box below. You can feel free to head over there and subscribe in advance, before January 1st, 2022, or if you're watching this in the future, past January 1st, 2022, you can head over there and subscribe as well. The reason I'm moving is because people have complained, about my content, and my channel. Personal finance, movie reviews, it gets a bit confusing, and it does actually confuse the YouTube algorithm, I believe. So I think it's best to just separate the two genres and keep my personal finance, my awesome personal finance videos here on this main channel, and move my Nollywood movie reviews to TITO'S second channel, link in the description box below. Finally, guys, did any of you notice that my hats kept on changing throughout this video? If you did, let me know in the comment section below. If you didn't, let me know in the comment section down below as well. If you've seen Soole in the cinemas or on streaming platforms, depending on how far in the future you're watching this video, let me know what you thought about Soole in the comment section down below. I'm really curious to hear what you guys thought about that movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this review. I enjoyed the different setup personally. Let me know what you thought about the setup as well in the comment section below. And I guess I'll see you guys in the very near future. I wonder if I still have 1 or 2 more Nollywood movie reviews on this channel before I move to the new channel, with my Nollywood movie reviews on the 1st of January. Anyway, just thinking out loud. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.